Take two.
Hi, my name is Raghav and the topic I've chosen for this science fair is Archimedes principle. Why I chose this project is because when I was swimming in my pool and got out, I felt a lot heavier, and when I went back in, I felt a lot lighter, and I wanted to know why. And I realized this was all explained in Archimedes principle, which states when a body is immersed fully or partially in a fluid, it experiences an upward force which is equal to the weight of the fluid displaced by it. And now I'm going to demonstrate Archimedes principle. So I have a sandbag and a spring scale. And if I weigh this, it shows 2 Newton, which is equal to 200 grams. And now, if I weigh it inside water, it shows 0.8 Newton, which is equal to 80 grams. And now, to get our buoyancy, we need to subtract the apparent weight from the real weight. The apparent weight is the weight inside water and the real weight is the weight outside water. And if we do this, we will get 120, which is our buoyant force. And now we are going to calculate the weight of the displaced water. So it's showing 293. And now for measuring this, we get 183. And if we subtract these two, we will get 110, which is the weight of the displaced water. It is showing 110 and not 120 because the spring scale is not actually accurate. It only shows an approximate value, and also some of the water is actually sticking to the jar. And why did Archimedes come up with the Archimedes principle? Well, there was actually an interesting story behind it. Long ago, there was a fellow named Archimedes who was born on 289 BCE in Syracuse, Sicily. One time, the king asked his goldsmith to make a crown for him, and when it was done, he suspected that the goldsmith cheated the king and used a little bit of silver in the crown. But the king could not prove this, so he called in his most intelligent scientist, Archimedes, to help with this problem. But there was a catch. Archimedes could not damage the crown whatsoever because it was a king's crown. So thinking about this, he went to take a bath in a fully filled tub. And when he climbed into the tub, he realized that some of the water was overflowing. And he also realized that the more he climbed into the tub, the more water was overflowing. After realizing this, he jumped out from his tub and ran out in the streets shouting, "Eureka! Eureka!" which in Greek means, "I have found it." And what did he find? He found the answer to the king's problem. Well, all Archimedes needed to do is get a lump of pure gold and get a crown and get the crown. And if Archimedes put them in 2 different cups and see how much water they displaced, he could tell if the crown was fake or not. Well, if they displaced the same amount of water, then the goldsmith was not cheating. But if they displaced different amount of water, then the goldsmith has indeed been cheating the king. But what if the goldsmith has only used 10% silver? It'll be too hard to notice the difference between the two. So that's when Archimedes came up with a brilliant idea. So I actually don't have a lump of pure gold and a crown. So I have two objects that weigh the exact same. I have a rice bag and a sandbag. And they weigh the same. I have to put them in two different beakers. As you can see, since the sandbag is more dense, it sinks to the bottom first. Similarly, the lump of pure gold actually sank first while the gold crown was staying afloat, which proved that the goldsmith was cheating the king. And that's when and that's how Archimedes' principle was created. And when we talk about Archimedes' principle, it's all about buoyancy. And when we talk about buoyancy, the first thing that comes to our mind are ships and how do ships float. Well, ships are designed in such a way to displace a lot of water, and that water is actually greater than the ship. The weight of the displaced water is greater than the ship. And the lower part of the ship is actually usually hollow, which decreases the density of the ship. And the ship's bottom is actually always has a curved bottom, so it doesn't tilt side to side and instead goes in a straight line. Thank you.